In this lecture, we are going to see first law of thermodynamics. Okay, we all know the first law of thermodynamics nothing but energy neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only change from one form to another. Basically, in thermodynamics, we deals with only two forms of energy, that is work and another one is heat. Heat will be converted to work or work will be converted to heat. These are the two parameters we will see in the entire thermodynamics. Okay, let me explain with this. First law of thermodynamics, actually we can explain in two ways. One is uh, process and one more thing is cycle. Okay, cycle is in next slide. I will explain that one. First we will see what is a process. Process is nothing but we have one initial state and we have one final state. For example, let me consider one cylinder and one piston. Okay, it's simple piston cylinder apparatus and inside there is a gas. Okay, suppose if I supply heat to this piston cylinder apparatus, what will happen? Suppose initially at this moment there is a P1 pressure and it is at the V1 and the temperature is T1. And what happen if I supply heat to this piston cylinder apparatus, say QH I am supplying inside. Okay, what happen? The piston will start moving to this place to this place. Here what I will get? This is my state 2. Okay, I will get some pressure P2, V2 and temperature T2, right? So what is actually happening here is we are supplying heat to this gas. As a result, there are gas molecules which is present inside that one start agitating. Okay, start moving. Okay, in either of directions. Okay, and they start colliding with each other. As a result, gas kinetic energy will get increased inside this cylinder, right? As a result of increase in kinetic energy, the gas molecule tries to push the piston away from it, right? It is simply like an expansion process, right? Earlier my volume is V1 here. Okay, it is V1. Okay, earlier it is V1, it is here. Now after expansion I am getting V2 and which is here, right? From this diagram I drawn a PV curve for this. Okay, now I will say I supplied QH. Okay, so I will write it as QH is equal to, it has done some work. Okay, the piston moves from this position to this position, so I will get some work in this like this. How I will say that is a work is nothing but force into displacement. Okay, force, what is force here? The kinetic energy which is generated by the gas molecule inside the cylinder, it tries to push the cylinder away from it. Okay, so there is some sort of force which is created inside the cylinder. Okay, and the piston moves some x amount of distance from its initial position. There is some x, so this is the work which is done. From this process I can tell, right? Okay, this is fine and we know what is Q. Now the question is, what is change in internal energy? U is nothing but change in internal energy. Change in internal energy is nothing but, you can say it as a stored energy, or you can say, I already said, due to there is a kinetic energy which is generated inside the gas as a result of the applied heat, right? So I can say this kinetic energy is also a form of internal energy, right? So internal energy is nothing but, in one form we can say it is a stored energy or energy which is generated inside this cylinder in order to do my work. I will give you one more example. Suppose I will give you one more example. Wait. See, look at this. Look at this guy. Okay, he's looking like a Bailwan. Okay, and he looks like a wrestler or Bailwan, whatever it is. Suppose I am giving some, say, 5 pizza, and he is eating 5 pizza, and after after wrestling, okay, after wrestling or after fighting, all his energy got exhausted. Around 4 pizza of energy got exhausted. Okay, whatever earlier I gave him 5 pizza to eat. Okay, he ate everything, and after the fighting he lost around 4 pizza in that process. Okay, so what which is stored inside him, one pizza is still there. Okay, that is my internal energy or change in internal energy. Okay, I will tell you. Energy contained within system or energy which is stored. Okay, it is a sum of kinetic energy of individual atom or molecule. That kinetic energy occurred by external heat supplied to the system. It will convert to work. The same thing happening. I am supplying some sort of energy by the form of food. Okay, then as a result I gave the food, it is doing my work. Okay, this guy is doing my work. Then after that it is some sort of energy still inside him, that is my internal energy, or you can say it as kinetic energy or any form. Okay, internal energy is of any form. It may be a potential energy, it might be a kinetic energy of the molecule or atom. Okay, some energy always stored in the system, not full convert to work. This is a very important point. Okay, as I already discussed in my previous lecture, heat is a low grade energy. Okay, why we call heat is a low grade energy? Because 100%, if I supply 100 kilojoules of heat, okay, I won't get work. My work is not equal to 100 kilojoules. It will be never equal to 100 kilojoules. That is the reason why I call it as low grade energy. In case if I supply 100 kilojoules of work, I still will take 100 kilojoules of 100 kilojoules of heat. Okay, this is possible, the reverse is possible, but I cannot transfer 100% of heat to work, but 100% of work can be transferred to heat. That's why work is a high grade energy. Okay, I hope you are clear with the internal energy. Okay, fine. Now we move on to the cycle. What if first law of thermodynamics applied to a cycle? Cycle is nothing but we have several process. Okay, several process constitute a cycle. Here you consider this is my first process 1 to 2, second process 2 to 3, 3 to 4 is my third process, and 4 to 1 is a fourth process. Okay, this is my first, this is second, this is third process, this is fourth process. This is nothing but, look at this diagram. I am supplying QH. Okay, as a result of the heat which is supplied, the piston is moved from this direction to this direction. This is my expansion. Okay, the P1 to V1 which is expanded to P2 V2. My volume got expanded in this process, right? The piston touches this point. Okay, and after that 2 to 3, you leave that one. 3 to 4 is my compression process. Okay, it's my compression process. See, the piston goes from this direction to this direction. At that time I am getting my Q1 heat which is rejected from the cylinder. And after that 4 to 1, this is nothing but a simple Carnot cycle. Okay, this is a Carnot cycle. This two process is a I will explain everything about Carnot cycle in upcoming slides, upcoming videos. Okay, so no issue. Now my focus is to make you understand what is a cycle, a repeated process. Okay, repeated, this process is happening repeatedly, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 1, 1 to 2, like that. If that is the case, that is my cycle. Okay, in this one I make sure to understand this concept, like whatever heat which is supplied here, QH and QL, QH is supplied and QL is rejected from the system, right? The cyclic integral of the change in heat is equal to cyclic integral of change in work which is done by the system. How? When I supply some heat, the work which is done, okay, that's going to be equal. For example, I can write it as heat which is in minus heat which is out is otherwise I will say QH. It is heat which is supplied inside the system, and heat which is rejected is equal to work which is done during 1 to 2 plus work which is done which is 4 to 1. That's going to be equal. Okay, we know how to represent this sign convention. Okay, in the previous lecture I told you how the sign convention work. It is very simple. Heat which is supplied is heat in is inside the system is positive, heat which is going out of the system is negative. For work which is done by the system, work which is done by the system is negative, and work which is done on the system is positive. Okay, this is a very simple cycle. One more thing I would make sure to understand, this will never be, see, this delta Q is not equal to this delta Q, because delta Q is an imperfect, okay, imperfect differential. Okay, we cannot differentiate this one because our final state are same, our final state are same, but path is different. Okay, so we always represent heat and work in this delta only. Okay, because it is a path function and not a point function, and we don't care about the initial and final values. We only care about the path, which is because suppose if I have a cycle like this from here to here 1 to 2, still my initial and final value are same, but the path is different. So my delta Q is not going to be equal to Q2 minus Q1. It is only going to be equal to the heat which is applied during the process 1 to 2 and the heat which is applied during the process 3 to 4, like that. Okay, fine. Okay, here one more important concept that I would like to share here is in enthalpy. What is enthalpy? By definition itself, enthalpy is nothing but H, which is equal to internal energy of a system U plus product of pressure and volume. By definition, it is nothing but sum of the internal energy plus product of the pressure and volume. But what we need to know in the exam point of view or the conceptual point of view is enthalpy is a function of heat. Okay, why I say that is, if my enthalpy increases, it means Q inside, Q is getting in. Okay, heat is supplied. Okay, at the same time, if my enthalpy decreases, it's nothing but the Q is out from the system. Okay, this is very important. And one more thing, enthalpy is a function of temperature. Why? Enthalpy is equal to internal energy, and my internal energy is also a function of temperature. It means my temperature increases, my enthalpy increases. Temperature decreases, enthalpy decreases. Okay, because if my temperature increases, my internal energy increases. Okay, if my temperature decreases, my internal energy decreases. If my internal energy increases, my enthalpy automatically increases. Okay, this is very simple. Okay.